Hi, it's Stephen again, and welcome to day two of the Spanish lockdown blog. We've actually been in lockdown for 3 days, but I didn't start blogging until day two, which is why this is only the second blog. God, it's confusing. The good news is that my cold is beginning to clear up a bit, so hopefully my voice will last out a bit better today. These blogs are aimed at my friends, but hopefully they'll serve to enlighten others about what it's like to be here in a lockdown country. Spain, of course, is not the only European country that's in lockdown. In fact, I think that the UK is the only country that isn't in lockdown. Speaking of clients and friends, by the way, thank you for all the kind remarks that I've received from both clients and from friends. It's nice to know that I know so many nice people. I'm afraid I couldn't persuade my wife Barbara to join in the blog today. She hasn't put her face on because we've got nowhere to go, which means she won't sit in front of a camera. Mind you, I am saving a fortune on restaurants and makeup, so silver linings. Anyway, I've been relegated to the back room, which I use as an office when I'm in Spain. I was working on the dining table in our living room yesterday, but being in the office enables me to work with the radio on, and it means that Barbara can watch television without distracting me if I'm working at the dining table. The problem for Barbara is finding something to do. Gardening has been out today because it's been raining on and off all day, and it's also been pretty cold here. I'm okay because I've got plenty to do because I can do my job on the internet. Thanks to the telephone, of course, as well, and Skype and all that sort of stuff. For Barbara, it's not quite so simple, but she always gets around problems. This is one of the great things about her. As it happens, she's used to being on her own whilst I'm in England, but at the moment, of course, she can't pop out to the shops or have a meal with friends because this is currently not allowed. Right now, she's making a curry. She was taught by a Pakistani lady, and she makes the most wonderful curries from scratch, mixing her own spices, none of your patak sauces. The house, I have to say, is very clean at the moment because there's nothing else to do when the sun isn't shining. And she spent some time on Facebook and Skype speaking with various members of her family. She's got 5 children, 8 grandchildren, and I think she's up to 5 great-grandchildren now. They breed so fast, frankly, I'm losing count. Barbara has spent some time watching the Gogglebox, and no doubt will continue this evening. And if she gets bored with that, she'll read a book. Now, for anyone under the age of 35, a book is a bit like Kindle, only it's made of paper, and you have to turn the pages physically. It's similar to swiping on a computer, but somehow far more satisfying. Barbara was having a little bit of a rant earlier on because there was somebody on Facebook saying that she was going crazy after a mere 3 days of lockdown. Barbara, of course, couldn't understand how anybody couldn't occupy their minds and find things to do, even if they're locked in the house for a few days. And a thought crossed my mind that when we get back to some semblance of normality, perhaps some people might start to understand the plight of those elderly and disabled people who are unable on a permanent basis to get out and about and just nip down the shop or nip down the pub or nip down to see their friends because their health won't allow them to do so. Now you're getting a taste of their medicine. Unfortunately, I have a nasty feeling that won't happen because when I look around and I see the empty shelves and the toilet roll situation, I mean, does that mean that everybody's shit scared of this virus? Ha ha. It's just ludicrous, all this panic buying. And we found that you can't buy deep freezers locally now because people are buying deep freezers to stick their hoarded stuff in. Meanwhile, some people, particularly the elderly and the less well off, can't afford to or haven't got the ability to go and panic buy. And there wouldn't be any shortages if people stopped panic buying. That's my rant. There you go. It's the same in the UK, I know. I was heartened, however, when Barbara pointed out to me a news article about a 7-year-old boy who had spent all his pocket money on buying toilet rolls for the old lady that lives next door to them. That was really sweet. Hope for humanity yet. Trouble with too much time on your hands. I'm starting to think too much. We need time to. We need to be able to fill our time with social interaction, which is a posh way of saying nipping down the pub. Anyway, I'll try to get Barbara on to the next blog, but I can't promise. See you. Bye.